Hey there, welcome to Demon Toast. This is King Loki, the editor of Death Wish Poetry magazine. Today I've got a book review for you, and an album review, incidentally, which is directly connected. Today I'm reviewing something pretty exciting. This is one Death Box, one Fable by none other than Ieho December Joseph, who is one of the founders of the legendary, how does he phrase it, death rock band Astrovamps. To me, it's just, goth music, right? Goth music that I grew up listening to and continue to listen to. But Astrovamps is really cool, and if you can't find them on streaming, their music is it's on YouTube and stuff. I really recommend it if you're into gothic rock, black metal, anything like that. Interestingly enough, over 30 years later, he's still making music. This is the Black Heroin Gallery, which is his current musical project, East of Bats. And interestingly enough, all of the songs that are in here on this album are also in this book. So these are essentially one and the same. These are companions to one another. Each one is a distinct work of art unto itself. I want to also mention that Ieho did the cover art. I mean, look at that. It's so fucking cool. He has a real talent for drawing monster girls, too. The dead man who caught and ate the catfish girl. It's a wild poem. And that's what this is. It's a book of poetry. A true book of poetry. Each one of these invites you into a surreal world of monsters and horror. Here's this one lovely piece. Take this rose, it's from death. With her kisses, I can finally see. Take this rose, it's from death. She's given me instructions to set her free. Take this rose, it's from death. The Kelpie tricks his riders. Take this rose, it's from death. She pens a book of horrors. Take this rose, it's from death. She can't reach the weeping willow. I'm gonna jump to the end because it's really cool. If I should die before I wake, I pray to God my soul don't take. Leave me on this mortal coil so I can become the blackened soil. There's a joy in not necessarily death, but mortality, and the fecundity that comes with being of flesh and bone. There's also monsters. So many monsters in this book. It's delirious. This one catches my eye. It's called Deadscape. I have no reasons today or yesterday. There is no more passion in the gazing at a full moon. No fantastic creatures romp and play with my muse today. All my graveyards have been moved, and the dead don't write anymore. I don't want to leave. I want to believe in the solitude of the deadscape. It speaks for itself, doesn't it? It's eerie, it's beautiful, it's dark. Every one of these poems takes you into a different mindscape, if you will. I love these ones that are just like this image right here. It's contemplative, it's sad, it's lonely, it's mournful. But there's also a peace to it, as his hair just blows in the wind, which you can clearly see from Ieho's pen strokes. You can buy this book on Amazon. I recommend you do so. It's a very good read. I find myself going to it, reading through, this one, Gargoyle Project, is one of my favorites. My cart is stacked with burnt bodies, with eyes as blue as the sky. The smell of burning meat soaks sweetly through my feet. This is also one of the songs on the album. Don't remove them. They protect you, evil that guards them and keeps you safe from hell. I beg you, don't remove them, or damnation will ring its bell. I tried to tell them it was a mistake as they removed all the gargoyles from the church tops. Even priests, burnt alive on holy ground, swim fleshless to the Nazarene. I despise the demonic gathering, as legions marched on the ruins of God's beloved house. Just a simple plague doctor, I crawled inside a hollow body to hide. There's more to it, of course, but I can't be reading the entire poem. This album is great, by the way. I mentioned the Gargoyle Project. It's actually track 2 on the album. The way the vocals are howled mournfully He builds an ambiance of darkness and I want to say madness, but that's not the right word. The real word is mania, you know? Ecstatic mania. It's not enough to just evoke, you know, a shadow-draped moonscape, right? You see, a lot of this type of music is very derivative. What I like about what Ieho and his collaborators have done here is they've effectively created a gothic rock album that, as much as it feels like it could have been made in the late 80s, mid 90s, it really could have only have happened now, at a point where people are looking for simplicity of genre, but also something new. This almost feels like, you know, with the incredible liner art of the album itself, the lovely layout, the cool fucking design of the CD, this feels like what we might have gotten if, you know, goth hadn't been subsumed by all the different influences that kind of absorbed it. You know, because art is a conversation. It evolves constantly. And it's like, it's worth wondering what art would look like if other influences weren't around to sort of pull it into all these different directions, you know? Like, for every typo negative, there's like, you know, there are bands that absorb elements of pop or punk or whatever, and ultimately they change their sound. I mean, what if the Sisters of Mercy were still around making music, but they, instead of, well, they're not around anymore, but like, I don't know. It's worth wondering what they would sound like if they darkened their sound and continued exploring what goth could be. And I think, in a large way, Ieho's, you know, album here, Black Heroin Gallery, this album being Beast of Bats, of course, it's definitely evocative of that thought. Needless to say, I don't like to give ratings, but I do think this is a must read. I think you should at least listen to the album on Bandcamp. And considering that Ieho is an independent artist, an author, I do think that it's worth at least buying the digital version of the album. I bought the digital and I bought the CD. It's not that expensive. You're supporting an independent artist, you know? His label is his own, and this is self-published. It's a very nice self-published book. And interestingly enough, Ieho told me that this is meant to be kind of a Leaves of Grass type of book, where he wants to put out a new version of it in the future with more poetry and keep adding to it over the years. And I'm very excited to see where this goes. You know, it's an incredible book. You know, speaking of monster girls, here's this Dark Angel character. She's lovely, isn't she? I wonder what she's looking at. She's not an angel, she's a bird creature. See her beak. Very cool. If you're listening to this, I am sorry, but, you know, if you're just listening to this, you're gonna have to buy the book to see the pictures. But if you're on YouTube, well, in her black garden, there's a curious candlelight whimsically burning bright. An old lady giving head, a newborn floating dead. The bright blue ribbon in her hair just didn't seem to belong there. I stood lonely, rotting there. Can't you see I have complaints? I've never claimed to be some saint. I know you're afraid, so what else is new? Don't say her name. She's coming for you. The silver sparkle on her face, she said, I lived life without a trace. I'm so goddamn confused. She split in two and said, choose. She handed me a bucket of bluegill, then pretended to jump from a windowsill. I watched her red lips turn gray as her death faded away. What if I was to say to you, I could take your hurt away, bury it deep in the earth, locked in a purple wooden box, and all that I ask of you is just one little thing. Never break my heart, never break it in vain. In her black garden, there's a goblin laughing loud, a spider-infested shroud, a twisted pumpkin patch, some naked girl attached to a swinging hook above, a carnival star in love, caught in a quicksand flower bed. And then of course we get this, I have to assume, tiny girl, tiny skeletal girl, draped in her own hair, sitting on a stack of books. It's mysterious. It's eerie. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. And like, we go from the gothic Marilyn Manson stuff to Battle of Troll Hill, which is almost a dark high fantasy. A story of trolls and goblins and Knock Feyland, which is a recurring motif. And of course, a poem that we published over in I think it was our winter edition, Tapping the Top of Her Coffin, over at Death Wish. Great poem. So, and of course, I have to highlight, I think this is the first song? No. It's track 7, actually. It just sticks with me because I love the lyrics so much. The boy who married the spider-face girl. This diver's helmet guy, I think he comes back occasionally. I'm not sure. But Viejo decided that instead of giving her spider mouth parts, he would give her extra eyes. That's how she's the spider-face girl. She's home. I slowly creep, bringing her favorite treat, spider cotton candy. She's an angel of monstrous kind, an unwilling pawn that stands as mine. She gently lays her head in my lap, chanting softly dark ballads of love. She begs me, please, don't leave. She dances above some freshly dug grave and warmly welcomes all of Earth's depraved. Don't want you to hunt her, trap her, kill her, or charge $1 to see her in some show. I am the boy who married the spider-faced girl. She smiles eternal, pink candles coil. She's afraid, devils aren't loyal. She no longer worries, her web has bled. Don't turn away or whisper her name. She's a violent beauty, singing love's name. So, in conclusion, that's my review of One Death Box on Fable. It's beautiful, it's haunting, it's dark, and it's truly one of a kind, and the beginning of a new journey for Mr. Joseph. I like to refer to him as December, but, Viejo is his first name. So, buy this on Amazon. That's where you can buy it. I think it's also on Lulu, but, most of us just use Amazon for everything. I personally bought the Black Heroine Gallery album, Feast, on Bandcamp, and I recommend you do the same also. It's a really good album. You can, of course, listen to it on Bandcamp first, and you can just buy it digitally. I mean, you're still supporting the artist if you do so, but I'm happy I own this, and I'm happy to highlight it. Check back for part 2, which I will post next week, where I actually interview Viejo December Joseph. That's all. Poetry, make art, love your demons, Ave Satanas.